That was by far not the end though. You know, it's like
it was only the beginning.
Exactly, it was only the start. The whole time this man was there, he was fighting against me. The man looked for me. Garbage is garbage. Garbage is garbage. Me not gonna do nothing like that. Garbage is garbage. So we decided we would start a little flower garden on the side of our restaurant, a seating area. And then we were in the restaurant one day and we said, wow, it smelled like something died here or so. And this is weird. It was really stinking. Mayumi suddenly said, oh, okay, I'm going to continue to plant something and start dig. I see something dug in the dirt, under the dirt there. And then say, but what is this? And she take her shovel and shovel it out. And it turned out to be a goat skin. And we showed it to everybody. We just call everybody and say, look here, look here. And everybody said, you know what? Somebody try Obeah here. No, sir. Somebody try something here. Don't touch the skin. Don't touch the skin.
It's your girl Mel. Welcome back to my channel, and we are here with mommy. So I already know, say it's another story time with mommy. Story time with mommy. So as we mentioned in the last story time, I was in Germany by this point. I officially moved to Germany for school purposes, but I wasn't in school, enrolled in university as yet, so I was just working. In the meantime, you know, things are happening in Jamaica same way. So mommy's about to tell you what has been happening in Jamaica. And is this what, beginning 2015 or?
Well, we are. I can't really specify it.
Okay.
It's between 14, 15. Because it's quite a while ago and so many things happened, so I can't really put them on a specific time.
All right.
It's in that time area.
So mommy is going to tell you about an attempted Obeah mission. So, but she has other things to add as well, so she's going to get into that right now.
Alright, yes. Let's start with Rolf first. Because he was a person that was doing a lot with us at that point in time. He actually did live in our house. I promised him some space in the house for some time being, because he was planning to build a little house for himself and his wife on her premises. But until then he needed a place to stay, and seeing that we had become pretty good friends and got along well, and we had one spare room in the house, I offered it to him, which he took up the offer, and so he was basically living in our house at that point in time. We had opened the restaurant at the Craft Village finally, and he did a tremendous work there for us. He helped us a lot to set it up and make it look attractive. He helped out with the electricity works. He helped out with a lot of other things, and I was extremely grateful for that. But somehow, I mean, I thought it was like one hand washes the other, you know. You stay in our house, basically when I cooked he would eat, and then sometime he would cook and stuff, and then we were together in the restaurant the whole day, and he was trying to start something for himself. So he had this little oven that he would use to smoke chicken, which, I mean, it tasted excellent when he did it. And the problem is only these things, basically you have to use them fresh. Now, our restaurant policy basically is cook to order. So you come, we do not have anything pre-cooked. We have certain things prepared, yes, but not pre-cooked. So when you come, you are sure to get freshly cooked food. That's one of the reasons, for example, why we do not do rice and peas or rice in our restaurant, because you would have to pre-cook that, have it in the pot waiting to be shared out. We only deal with Irish, either as mashed potato or French fries, and we do pasta, because both of these things can be prepared in a reasonable frame of time, and then whatever else you would order from our menu would be prepared at the same time. So his chicken now was excellent, but it needed to be done beforehand in order to be ready, because it would take quite a while to prepare. And so we started to say, okay, on certain days of the week or on weekends we would offer this chicken, so at least he would have the sales. Because on weekends, of course, our clientele, we got more people, and people that would be willing to try something else. Or what we would do too is, like, if somebody wanted to order a chicken like that, he could get it. And his other enterprise was to start to make bread and rolls, homemade bread and rolls, which I thought was a fabulous idea, because in Jamaica you get your hard dough bread and your other very soft and white breads. And our German style bread or rolls are a bit different, and I personally, of course, love them. And I know quite a few people in Jamaica do love them as well. So I said to him, why don't you do that? Like, even the same thing, you have maybe 2 or 3 days a week where you bake, and then you can even take orders from people, and then you can practically know how much to do, because, you know, the rolls in the German roll style, you need to eat them fresh. Like in Germany, you go to any bakery, every morning they have fresh rolls, and whatever is not sold in the evening, it's discarded as stale.
When you're saying orders, you mean that they would pre-order for another
Exactly.
day?
They could come, like, say, every Wednesday, he would say, I'm baking today. And people could come in or call in or whatever and say, hey, make 6 rolls for me. Hey, make 2 bread for me, or whatever. And he could do that. So basically, he had the opportunity to do his own little business within my restaurant, and I mean, he wouldn't even have any cost, because the rent was paid by me, the electricity was paid by me, water, everything was paid by me. And I thought that was kind of fair, seeing he did do a lot of the work for us. But then what happened is he decided to use my flour and my yeast and my other goods to do his business, but would sell everything and keep the money for himself. And that was when one day I went to him and I said, Rolf, I don't think it's quite fair what you're doing here. But you have everything for free already, because I mean, the oven that we use in the place is not that cheap to run. And basically, you do not have any extra cost, so please at least get your own flour, your own yeast, your own whatever else you need. Him get vexed. Him like I have to provide for everything now, and whatever he's making, he's keeping the money. At another occasion, we had some catering, and he would help in the kitchen to cater, because it was quite a few things and it was his offer to help. And after the catering and we got the money, I gave him a part of the money for his help, and he looked at it like, but that's not enough, and it was more than a Jamaican would have earned in a day, you know. And he was like, little bit of money, and it's like, yeah, because remember, I'm carrying all the costs, right? I mean, it's not like whatever them people pay me, I put it in my pocket and that's it, because at least 50% of it go out to pay for the goods, go out to pay for electricity and whatever else we use that day, to pay my staff, you name it. So whatever was left over, I shared it fairly in my eyes, right? But he was very dissatisfied with that somehow, and in his eyes, I don't know what his thinking was, but oh, he would have to get half of the money or something. And I said, no, but that's not realistic. You have to understand the things around it. So basically, over time, our relationship became kind of stressed, and then he had some other problems with his wife, with his family. The plan to build his house didn't really work out the way he was thinking it should work out. So he basically, at one point in time, he just decided to leave. And not leave Jamaica at that point in time, but he left to, he found himself another place to stay with another Austrian lady, where he would stay and help her out and whatever, and I was fine with that. At that point in time, actually, we were kind of glad that he was leaving, because the atmosphere in the house got very bad through his kind of negativity towards us. And I found out as well that when I was not in the house, he would go in my room and search my stuff. You know, because one day I see him with something that was in my drawer in the bedroom, in one dresser drawer, and I looked at it and I said, wait, well, how come him have that? You know, and he, oh yeah, I needed to do something, so I was looking in your place for something like that, and I was like, whoa.
Without asking.
Without asking, while I'm not there. You see, one thing, if you want to leave me in your house, you can be sure not one drawer, not one cupboard, no nothing will be open for me to look in and find out what you have in there. I have that much respect, you know, and I'm not even, I mean, probably not even in your kitchen I would do it unless I get the permission before, right? Much less in your private quarters, in your bedroom or something. No, big no. I mean, I did never walk in his room and search for anything, ever. So I was kind of shocked about that. But well, then, as I said, when he finally moved out, it was, I think, good for everybody concerned before things would get worse. But then shortly after, some other friends of mine who lived close to where he lived then, and he was dealing with them and teaching them to make rolls, which they loved and appreciated. But they came to me in the restaurant and they said, Sabina, you know, that Rolf is slandering on him talk bad about you in many ways. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I'm not really astonished that he does that, because he used to be on a boat, I told that already, in the harbor with somebody, and he used to talk very badly about his captain, which I didn't know the captain from before I ever met Rolf, and I never realized or thought that he would such a bad person. But the way Rolf was portraying it was, oh, he's this and that, and making him look really bad. So when things happen now with my name, I kind of said, oh, it's like a story like with the captain of the boat, you know. I mean, he does not like what happened, so he will use the name now and try to put down the person as much as possible. So that was a pretty gruesome end to a normally, I mean, I thought we were pretty good friends, you know, and I was very disappointed, which I should have known better anyhow, because in my life before, especially in the marina times, I had so many people around me and I helped so many people, because you wouldn't believe how many people can be stranded in Jamaica, you know. Stranded. And most of the time, especially if they were German, they would come to the marina them time and say, oh, this and that, and I don't have money and I don't know where to stay. And then I would put them up, you know. Even on the houseboat, I would have sometimes people sleeping in the living room or someplace, because I didn't have any other space, just to help them out. Or there was another person that got shelter in the marina because he didn't even know where to go anymore. But his problem was he was drinking a lot, and when he was drinking, he would become very, very unpleasant until one day I just was fed up and threw him out. And certain people then, if I finally took a stand and said, okay, enough is enough. I have tried to help you, I've tried to be with you, I have supported you. But if I can't see that anything is changing or getting to the better, or that you are at least trying to get out of the situation, then hey, I cannot help you forever. Right? So when I took that stand, and trust me, I'm a very patient person. My children personally told me more than once. What you tell me? What you tell me?
Mommy too kind.
I'm too kind. So them say you are too patient, too kind. Because them get fed up way before me, you know.
We cuss her off how much time to her. She just, but, and we're like, no, you cannot do that all the time, and it's enough now. And we always a cuss her. Up to this day, we cuss her.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like I don't know, maybe I have a helping syndrome or something, because if somebody come to me and need help, I'm trying my best to do so. But over the years, like I say, enough time people have repaid me badly. You know, when I say repaid, I do not expect anything from you. All I do is expect is like, find your own way again, you know. And then you don't have to be on your knees and thank me or nothing, but some of them, same thing happened like what Rolf did. They turn around and suddenly me hear them mention my name to other people. In a way, it's like, what? Where is this coming from now? And why? You know? So basically, with Rolf, I should have known better already, seeing the tendency from before. But anyhow, once he was out of our life, we just said, cha, you know. And it's like, even when I heard that he was slandering my name and with other people, and those people actually, they knew me longer than they knew him. That's why they did come to me and tell me, and that's why they said they did not like how he was acting and behaving. And like life goes, I mean, eventually he left Jamaica and hasn't returned since. You know, so sometimes I think, yeah, you just wait and see. Karma will take care of people in itself. Then our life in the restaurant was continuing as usual, with one big but. The but was our dear neighbor, that, if you remember, I told you the story that what he did, that he denounced me at the municipal corporation already, who are our landlord, in a way that I couldn't understand why he did that, right? So we had a pretty bad start already.
Well, that was the story with the furniture, for the people who don't remember.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Where we still had the furniture in the middle, and he just moved into his section, and she was just like, oh, let me know whenever you're ready, we can move it whenever you're ready. And before he came to us, he ended up turning to the municipal corporation and told him, oh, we're taking over his space, and, you know, basically saying we don't want to move our stuff, even though we said whenever you're ready, just let us know. Exactly, because he was just moving in. He didn't have any furniture yet or anything. If anything, it would have helped him, because he could have used it in the meantime as well. But, you know, him choose fee, smile up in our face and say, yeah man, no problem, and then turn around and do whatever he did. So that is the neighbor we're speaking of right now.
Exactly. So that was by far not the end though. You know, it's like,
it was only the beginning.
Exactly, it was only the start of. I don't know how long he was there eventually, but the whole time this man was there, he was fighting against me. He used to call or run to the municipal corporation, tell them all kind of lies, and they would come back to me, and of course they believed him, you know. They would come back to me, and I got then, oh, you cannot do this and you cannot do that. I said, but I don't even know what are you talking about? Like, for example, at that point in time, we had some garbage bins standing right beside our kitchen towards the entryway, just some drums. And now our neighbor had a fish restaurant. Now, you know what happens when you have rest of fish and stuff and you put them in the garbage. They start to smell very fast. And not only did we have the drums at that side, a little further down at the entrance of the premises, we had a big garbage dump. So at one point in time, I was in my kitchen, even in the day, sitting on my side of the restaurant, and this fish odor, this rotting fish odor came from those bins. And I was like, oh my God, you know, because, I mean, how can we run business and we have an odor like that? You know, our guests would smell it same way too. So I went over to my neighbor and I asked him very politely, I said, look, would you be so kind and take your only the fish garbage and so and put it out in the front, because right now here the smell is really strong and it is not good for all of us, basically. The man looked for me. Garbage is garbage. Garbage is garbage. Me not go do nothing like that. Garbage is garbage. And he was like going off and I was like studying. I said, whoa, what's happening here? You know, I said, well, by the way, garbage is not equal garbage, because, I mean, if you just throw away paper or plastic or some non-smelling stuff, it's no problem. But fish rested, no, it is smelling, it's stinking. So garbage is not garbage. So would you please be so kind and bring out, and the man was ranting and raving for another 15 minutes. Me just turn around and go in my kitchen now. And him still go on ranting and raving and shouting and going on. And I said, whoa, great. So the same evening, the man put out a plastic bag with fish rest again in one of the garbage bin. And he closed it still and stuff. So I said, no, the man now here, so me go there, me take out the same plastic bag and put it right beside his kitchen door, outside. And say, maybe now him understand what me talking about. Well, little did I know, the next morning, I get another call, was it a caller that came personally from the municipal corporation.
AKA the landlords.
AKA the landlord. And they come and go, how would I dare to throw the garbage in the man's kitchen and throw it out in his kitchen? I was like, what?
First of all, you can't reach it out of the man's kitchen because the door would have been closed. Because clearly you didn't do it when he was there.
No.
And there's no way you can throw it in the kitchen because there is like, it's completely sealed. It's not just grilled, it has wooden doors no and stuff. Yeah. There's no opening for throw it in. So that makes no sense.
So I was like, but I did not do any of that kind. And then I tried to explain to them the situation, and no, they were ranting and raving against me and no, didn't even want to listen. So I was, of course, the bad person that threw garbage in my neighbor's kitchen, which, like I say, never ever happened. And this was the relationship he created between me and the landlord. And I mean, basically is a relationship he created between other people in the village as well, because he was spying on everybody there. I think they must have gotten a phone call every day from him where he was complaining about something or somebody in the village. It wasn't only me, but I mean, he had me on the most.
And wasn't he from a different parish? He didn't come from
Portland.
He's
not even from Portland, I think.
He wasn't a Portlander, so right. Whatever, I don't know which parish he come from, but he just coming like him, bring some ways from the parish the way. Just never normal at all.
Exactly. And then he had this nice girlfriend or woman or whatever you want to call her, and boy did he treat her bad in front of everybody. You know, so we were kind of embarrassed for her. We were embarrassed for him because he would do certain things when customers were in the place. Then he started to sell, because he didn't sell much because his food wasn't all that. So he started to put out some spoiled rice, for example. Or, yeah, seriously. And then complaints came in. People come to us and complain about us and say, you know, that me come, or no, my brother come to your restaurant and him get sick after him leave. And I say, but I can't imagine that happen. We're cooking fresh every time. And then it turned out that that person had been at his place and had eaten there and actually gotten sick. And that did not happen only once. I mean, we had that situation happening frequently. Not all the time that they accuse us, of course, luckily. But, I mean, not only once. So that was extremely embarrassing as well. Because, I mean, you are trying to build up a reputation. You are trying to get a restaurant area. It was not only our restaurant, it was the whole area. The third place at the time was a smoothie place, so they did pretty good business because they made excellent smoothies. Our kitchen was okay and functioning and saying we never had no spoiled food, of course, because we cooked fresh to order. So basically this middle part, you know, was causing a lot of problem for our parts. Because you know how customers can be. They come to our place. First of all, a lot of people would not recognize that it was 3 different restaurants there. They would think it was one big thing. They only offered different things at their part. But it would be one owner. So you can imagine if things like that happen, that people come to one part and get rotten food or food that doesn't taste good or whatever.
The whole place
is suffering.
Yeah.
Because it's, oh, we are never going to come back here again. Which I can even agree. People who knew that we were 3 different entities, they didn't have a problem to come back. They wouldn't touch what he sold, but at least they would come back. But there's a lot of people up to this day that do not quite understand at first. After a while they understand, but at first that it is not one big thing, but 3 different entities.
Because even now, sometimes people are looking for the pizza. They said the pizza shop, or because right now we have another seafood place there. So a lot of time, depending on which side they're coming from, the first stop, them just stop at the first place and say, oh, this is the seafood restaurant, right? Like, they don't actually look and see what the name of the restaurant is or anything, because we both have our signs and stuff, but they don't actually look. And then it's like we telling them, no, if you want seafood, you have to go down to the last window. Or then reach at the seafood place and I ask for pizza, and them send them down to Philly side. So it's just like they just come in and just think it's just one big entity, not really, you know, looking at, oh, it's 3 different restaurants or anything like that. So, you know, if somebody say, yo, you know, say me go to Craft Village and then give me rotten food, everybody's going to be in that, you know, restaurant area in the same bracket, put in the same bracket, because they are literally side by side. There's no space in between those restaurants. Yeah. So, you know, if people just say, because a lot of them now gonna say, oh, I went to the seafood place out at the Craft Village and I got rotten food, you know. No, they're gonna say, me go to Craft Village and they give me rotten food, so, you know, say everybody's getting a bad name.
Definitely. So that was not really a very good situation for us at all. And then in the beginning there was nothing planted around our areas. Like, there was just some grass and that's it. So we decided we would start a little flower garden on the side of our restaurant, seating area. And basically Mayumi took on the task, because suddenly she discovered that she wanted to do some gardening. And she started to plant here and there and dig up the dirt and do some stuff, and some things were planted already after a while, and then, but she wasn't quite finished. And then we were in the restaurant one day and we said, wow, it smelled like something died here or so, and this is weird. It was really stinking. I mean, right beside our place. And we were sitting, we looked around, we were searching, we couldn't find like a dead dog or a cat or something, and We were looking
'Cause-
for something, but we couldn't find anything.
Yeah, we have to remember as well the way how it is set, because it's right beside the sea. They basically built it on some columns, stilts. So it was a bit above the ground. So enough time, so even like stray dogs would get hit on the road, and then they seek shelter under there and end up dying under there. So there's a lot of time that we find something dead under there.
Exactly.
So sometimes we just have to look when we smell. So even to last year, I think, or beginning of this year, there was something dead close under the building. So sometimes we just have to look.
Yeah, that's what we did, and we searched everywhere, couldn't find anything, but the smell did not stop. So in those times, then Mayumi suddenly say, oh, okay, I'm going to continue to plant something. I think she got some flowers from a friend of ours or something. She said, let me go plant them. So she go down and start dig, and suddenly she said, Mommy, look here, and I see something dug in the dirt, under the dirt there, and then say, but what is this? And she take her shovel and shovel it out, and it turned out to be a goat skin. Now you tell me how a goat skin come right beside our restaurant, under the dirt, smell up the place, because of course it wasn't cured or anything. It was like somebody killed a goat and don't know what else they did with the skin and put it on the side of our building. No,
the
a whole
entire
goat skin, one real big ras goat skin.
And you know, said like literally they would have to go there when we were not there to dig a hole to put that
bury
into and bury it.
So and of course when it came out, it smelled even worse, you know. And we were standing and say, but what the heck? And then the owner of the bar was around. I think it was like a Sunday evening that we found that. And then we called him and I said, come look. And we showed it to everybody. We just called everybody and said, look here. And everybody said, you know what? Somebody try Obeah, you know? Because that no sir. Somebody try something here. Don't touch the skin.
Especially, thinking about that, were they serving, was there any restaurant at all? Because we weren't serving any goat. The smoothie place wasn't serving goat.
No.
The one in the middle was not serving.
In the entire premises.
Where goat come from? It's not even like a restaurant is there serving up
not
goat.
even that. I mean, that skin must have come from way somewhere else, and so everybody was right away. Wow, don't touch it. I hope you that, you know, somebody try something here. So the boss there, he had a worker there, so the worker took something like I don't even know what it was, and pick up the goat skin and carry it way down the beach and set it on fire. I mean, that goat skin was burned. And we kind of said, all right, once that burned, maybe whoever tries something here, and we kind of had an idea who might have tried something there, because I mean there was only one person in the entire place we didn't get along with.
Comment down below who you think it is.
Because all the craft people out of front, the bar, the smoothie place people, we had a good relationship. We were even sitting and talking and joking, and you know, people would buy from me. If I needed some craft, also I would go to one of them, buy from them. If they wanted like some food, they would buy fries or a little pizza from us, you know, or drinks when them thirsty or so. So we did have a good relationship. So in my eyes, there was only one entity that might have had that idea. So once this goat skin was burned, we kind of felt comfortable. Now, to be honest, I personally do not feel that I can really be Obeah in the sense in Jamaica. I don't know why. Like I hope I am kind of immune or something. But obviously that goat skin was put there to Not for us, like to harm us personally, but of course to do something to the business, that our business would kind of disintegrate or whatever. Now we found it in time, burn it up, and then about 3 days later, Mayumi had put, like, in order to put a little garden area to make it visible more, she had put like a row of stones around it.
Yeah,
and then plant it within the border. So I come down the steps and suddenly I see this yellow stone there. I mean painted, a stone painted yellow. The only stone of all of them, and we never had no painted stone in there for sure. And again, my neighbor had a yellow painted store to keep his door open. You know, because the wooden doors that we use, they have a tendency to fly shut every minute. So even I put a big stone in front of it in the day so it wouldn't move anymore. And he had one from the very beginning painted yellow. And I was always saying, but why on earth does he put a painted stone in front of his door? So I didn't have any explanation for it, but then suddenly I see this yellow thing in my garden, or as a border. And my first idea was again, oh, that looks like another little Obeah thing again. And I showed it to everybody again because I love to have witness, you know. Because no one say something or do something and then they will say Sabina is gaga or something, you know, or she invent that, or she lie or so. So we make sure, me show people again and say, look at this. Everybody again, yeah man, make sure you get rid of that. So what we do, we not touch a stone again, you know, we put it in something. And little further down we have a river. And we make sure we throw it in the river. Drown it, if you want, you know? And then again, we kind of felt safe again. And I mean, after that, like I said, he always used to be there and complaining, and I would get the blame from all the time, and they didn't even want to listen to me basically when I tried to defend myself. Until I just said, forget it, you know? What happened though? He realized that what we were doing had a good market. And seeing that he was selling spoiled food and his seafood wasn't all that, people didn't really buy from him anymore. So he started to sell sandwiches and burgers like we. You know, it's like, what? You have a seafood restaurant? Do not touch my menu. So that is when finally I went to the municipal corporation and said, look guys, this man is taking over my menu. I do not think that is feasible. And then we had fish on our menu, which we always had fish from ever since from I had the marina. But our fish was prepared completely different from the seafood place because we only use like bigger fish, like kingfish, like mahi-mahi or marlin in slices. And then we would prepare those slices in a different way, either brown stew or grilled or steamed, whatever you would like. And we, as I was mentioning, no rice, nothing, just french fries, mashed potatoes and salad. So that would not interfere with the seafood place menu at all, because our way of preparing the food was so different from what he was doing. It could not interfere. Plus we used to have that menu from the very beginning, from marina times. I actually took over the marina menu to that place,
and we were basically at that place first anyways.
We were there first too, exactly. But we were there before
with the different preparation, because he, you know, then sell the whole of fish, like, so they would, you would have, when you order the fish, you would end up having an entire fish in front of you on your plate. So that was completely different to us selling sliced fish from bigger fish like kingfish, mahi-mahi and so forth.
And the fish themselves were different as well.
Yeah,
because he would have like
different.
snapper or parrot or whatever smaller fish you can get.
He didn't have no big
They
fish.
wouldn't have that fish at all that we offered. So basically, I would think now that if you have a broader choice for the people, because some people, I'm personally the person, I much rather eat a slice of fish with little bit of bone in it, because I do not like bone. And other people just love them entire fish. You know, so if we can have both and can have a bigger variety for the people to choose of, because when people come in, some of them, they buy a smoothie here, buy a fish dinner here, buy a pizza from us.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I did not think it would do any harm if we had our own. So he was insisting, no, they're selling fish, they're going into my menu, and I can go into their menu now and do whatever I want. And so finally, after weeks, he was doing this and basically hurting my... Oh, what he did too, we prepare our burgers fresh. He bought the ready-made one, you know. So again, if people come, they used to love our burger. Now, same thing again, they don't know his place is not our place. So they buy a burger there, which tastes, of course, different than what we do. And hopefully not as nice. So it would harm us with that again. Not only would we lose the sale, but also the reputation again. So finally we had a meeting at the municipal corporation where he tried to make his point, but for once the corporation understood that what he was doing was wrong, so they told him, no, you cannot do that. You cannot make those sandwiches, you cannot make burgers, you have a seafood place. And then I could prove that our fish was prepared so different that it would not interfere with his restaurant, so I could keep my fish. And that was one time I basically became, or got right.
Had a victory.
And, well, yeah, it was a victory actually. It was. So he had to stop doing that, and he still tried to sneak in some other stuff. And I, you know, after a while, if you have somebody like that beside you, you are getting tired of fighting. And I'm definitely not a person who loves to fight. I'm a Libra need, you know, balance if possible. So, and harmony around me. And so this guy was really driving me crazy. And he used to, even like I say, mix up the entire place. At one point in time, he even sued the municipal corporation.
But that is years later.
No, that's why. Yeah, but it's within that time. He left in 2016. He left.
Yeah, but we not reached 2016.
Oh, okay, fine. We don't do that then. Alright, so that is what we had to go through at that point in time. And he made us just feel very uncomfortable too. All we had to do is practically ignore it. Well, he got his nickname.
What didn't...
He got his nickname.
Oh, he got that nickname.
Can I mention it?
Alright, for the people, this is a disclaimer. This is one of the times you might hear a bad word, because that was his nickname that he got from the entire village, I think. It wasn't just
we started it, but they took over, yeah.
Yes, so disclaimer, a bad word might come, so if you have any kids watching, just cut their ears real quick, yeah. Alright?
Because what happened after all these happenings, and we didn't even want to mention his real name anymore, so we started to call him Fuckface. So everybody in the village, after a while, if the name Fuckface was mentioned, they knew who we were talking about. You know, and everybody laughed and said, yeah, Fuckface again. You know, it's like... So he got that name from us, and it stuck with him until certain times, yeah.
And wasn't he, just for the last point, wasn't he the one who eventually caused us to make sure that we wanted to separate the seating area?
Oh yeah.
So
I tried at least. Yeah.
But was it because of the whole reputation and people mixing
Yeah,
up the
yeah,
sections?
because I mean, we the reputation thing became so bad actually that we were considering how we could even optically separate ourselves from his part, because seeing that we had one big open seating area, everybody had their own different furniture in their seating area, but still people just saw it and didn't realize still that it is three different places.
People were allowed to sit wherever they wanted to.
Exactly, all over
so
the
wherever
place.
you felt comfortable, we were fine with you sitting there.
Yeah.
So even if you're buying from us and you wanted to sit over the smoothie place, that was
No
completely
problem,
fine.
and
If the
vice versa, yeah.
So whoever wanted to sit where was completely fine.
Right.
But
to this day.
Well, we changed it back.
Yeah.
Because at one point there was because of all of the things that were happening with that neighbor who was in the middle. So Smoothie's here, he's here, and we were on this side basically. So he's in the middle. That we had to kind of segregate the sections, and we wouldn't force it on our customers or anything, but we would advise them saying, hey, this is our section of our restaurant. So it's just like you know,
so if you don't mind,
could you sit on this side or whatsoever.
Yeah.
But even if they wanted to go somewhere else, they still would be able to. But we're just trying to make sure, hey, this is our section. That side don't belong to us, okay? So whatever happens over there does not have anything to do with us. So we had to kind of try and do that for a while, but
of course we got trouble with that again.
Yeah.
We were the bad people who try to segregate themselves from the rest of it.
Because it's not like we told their people that they couldn't sit on our side.
No.
So even when his people came and wanted to sit on our side, it's not like we said, no, you have to go over to Fidem side. No. It was just like we advised our people saying, hey, this is our side, so, you know, but you're still free to sit anywhere, but this is our section. But
yeah. So that is where we are at right now, and more things to come, but that would be for the next mom story time.
Imagine whole a goat skin. I thought, because I wasn't here, right?
Yeah,
I just heard the stories.
Make sure know.
But me think say one piece of goat skin, you know. All along me think say one piece of goat skin, and I'm just now finding out it's an entire goat skin. Damn, you know much. I want big hole that you have to dig still enough.
No, what they did, not really a big hole. What they took, nothing was really planted at that point in time. They just took the topsoil and spread it all
they laid it all flat. Okay.
And then put the soil on top. So it was not really a big hole. It was very shallow under the dirt. Otherwise, it wouldn't even smell neither.
Yeah.
So it was a job done, but you wouldn't see it right away. I mean, if you just stood there and looked at the spot, you wouldn't see it right away. And only because Mayumi decided to do her gardening, so that's why she found it.
Yeah, because she ended up digging right
there. It's like, what?
But, why? I wonder if a Marco Parishing come from. I wonder if a St. Thomas come from. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. As me I say, for one day, you take on a family member their phone, on a friend phone, if on a lunch date or something, just say, yo, lend me a phone, let me subscribe to that channel very quick. Let's help your girl increase her subscription. But yeah, this is pretty much it for today's story time. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in our next video. Bye.